Hello, ladies and gentlemen. With the Tokyo Game Show came news, footage, and gameplay galore of a lot of great up-and-coming games. We were lucky enough to get interviews with the devs behind some indie titles with a lot of potential. If any game stands out to you, we've placed their details below the like button, so be sure to check them out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Graham with the Game Club, and we are joined by an interview. Can you go ahead and tell me a little bit about who you are and about your game?
Okay, my name is Emilio Monge. We are a team from Costa Rica. Our game is called Plan Cube Edge. It is a 2D precision platformer, which we encourage people to not get frustrated by giving them a lot of checkpoints. So we try to it's a very hard game, but we try to encourage people, like, you can do it if you try. And yeah, so that is kind of like our thing.
Okay, awesome. So what were some of the inspirations for the game? Like, were there any games in particular that you thought of as you were creating the game?
Yeah, well, there's a lot like we've kind of like acquired because people always relate us to them, like Super Meat Boy, for example.
Sure.
But we've gotten a lot of inspiration from like classics like Super Mario World, a lot of Mega Man, like the classics like 2 or Mega Man X. There's a lot of inspirations all over the place. Also Celeste, which is a pretty recent game.
Sure.
But yeah, we just love like 2D platformers, and we were like, yeah, we can do that. We can make a pretty cool 2D platformer.
Nice. And so how many people are on the development team, and what's your role on the team?
Okay, so our company has 11 people, but like we kind of like switch around because our company basically survives by doing outsourcing.
Sure.
So we do a lot of outsourcing for other people, so we can finance our baby, which is our own IP.
Right.
So it kind of like oscillates. It's usually like 4 or 5 people working on the game at a time. And my role, I've done, like, since we're such a small company, we each wear a lot of hats. So my main role is programmer,
Okay.
but I also have done game design and level design. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done.
Wow. And so what platforms are you looking to bring the game to?
Right now there's already a demo on Steam, which people can play if they
Okay.
want. But we are aiming for all the current platforms, like the modern, like next-gen systems, like Series X and Series S, and also like Xbox One and PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. So we're aiming to put it as everywhere, so people can have access to it.
Makes sense, makes sense. So you mentioned about the checkpoints. Was the checkpoint something originally that you thought to have in the game, or did you think like, okay, let's make a difficult game first, or did the checkpoints come first?
So it kind of like grew. It wasn't like something like we designed, but we were like, okay, why are we making people do this thing that they already beat? Why should they play it again? So we were like, okay, why, like, if they're already beating it, like, they shouldn't have to do it again. So that kind of like stemmed into the multiple checkpoints. And we also like took our game to multiple conferences, and whenever like they died and they respawned like right next to where they died, there was like a sigh of relief. And we loved that because
Right.
it's like a good feeling for people.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I'm here. I don't have to do all that thing again.
Right.
So it kind of like grew as our motto, but it was kind of like organic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys finding there's a balance between two checkpoints that are too like close or checkpoints that are too far?
So our motto is as many checkpoints as we can,
Okay.
because we already have like 3 difficulties. Like normal gives you all the checkpoints.
Oh, I see.
Then we have hard, which has one checkpoint per room. So if you die, you start to the beginning of the room. And then we have impossible, which is one like you start at the beginning of the level. So people can choose their own like flavor. Like if you want, like normal is there like for everyone, and it won't affect people who like hard games because they won't die anyways. So
Sure.
they won't feel the forgiveness. However, more casual people will feel the goodness of the game developer.
Yes.
So it's like a win-win for
Sure.
both scenarios.
That's a really interesting way. I was going to ask you about if there's any difficulties, but that's super interesting that you're kind of taking that spin on the difficulty of making it checkpoint based rather than like something else, like more abstract.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very
Yeah, 'cause
interesting.
our character always dies in one hit, so it's very difficult, like
Sure.
to add like a lives mechanic or something like that.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's we have to go with checkpoints.
Right. Excellent. Well, my final question is, how difficult do you think, you have a prize event going on here for who gets the best time gets this at the end, right? This
Yeah.
figure here. So my question is, what chance do you think I have to get the prize?
I think the like right now there's only one person in the board, because only one person has been able to complete it.
Okay.
And that person took like 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay.
You have a 10-minute hard limit.
Okay.
If you don't reach the end, you don't get it. You don't go in the board.
Okay.
So yeah, so the one person is 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I've beaten it in like 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
Wow. Okay.
So it is like a big margin.
Okay.
So I think it's possible.
Okay. All right. Well,
If you're good at like precision platformers, you'll ace through it.
we'll see. We'll see if we can get some footage of that. That sounds excellent. Okay. Last question: is there anything that you would like to say about the game? Maybe something you want to tell any viewers or people that are curious about the game, something to hook them about it?
Yeah. So it's very like something that is very interesting about 2D platformers is like they're everywhere, but it's very hard to get a 2D platformer right. And I think, and I could put my finger in a line on the line to say this is one done right. Like the feeling, everyone loves. Like everyone sees it and it's a good game, but when they play it,
Right.
like they know
Okay.
it's well made. Like they're like, oh yeah, these controls I can get behind.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, just try the demo on Steam. It's free. You can try it and see if you like it. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you heard them. If you try it, you're going to be sold. So go and check it out. Thank you so much for the interview.
No
and
problem.
thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Club. I'm Graham, and we're having an interview here. Could you tell me who you are and about your game?
I am a Pepper game dev company in the Pepperstone in Korea. I am CEO Ha Soo-young. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Ha. Yeah.
And can you tell me about your game?
Our game is the 3D adventure roguelike game. The child has the disease to cause the watercolor effect, so player doesn't attack directly. Only use the interactive attack to tile map.
Okay, excellent. And so what are some of the inspirations for your game that you've had, like other games that have inspired you guys?
Our PM and programmer love the Isaac, though. It's a motivation of the Isaac, so
Okay.
Isaac, binding of the Isaac. Yeah.
Binding of Isaac. Excellent. And which platforms are you looking to release on?
We are released on the first. We go to the PC platform and the Steam and Epic Store and the itch.io. Also, we go to Nintendo Switch and the Xbox and PlayStation. Also, we can go to next plan to here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys have like a release window yet for when you're looking to release?
Release. We go to November. This year, November, we go to Steam Early Access, and the official release is next year. February. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And so where's the studio based? You said you're from Korea. Is the whole studio in Korea as well?
Full studio Korea.
Okay.
We make this game to 2 people, to 3 years.
Wow.
We are alive 1 house to 3 years.
Oh my
2
gosh.
Man,
Wow.
very.
Yeah, I imagine so. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, in 3 years, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's very impressive. So, are you guys thinking of releasing a demo at all for the game before it's out?
Yeah, we go to demo to go to Steam page. We have to you play in demo. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Excellent. And so, let's see. So what is the moment-to-moment gameplay? It looks like it's action-based. So what is kind of the overarching game mode? Like is it like level by level progression, or what kind of like progression in the game?
progression of the level of the game is you can clear these stages and it goes to regain the color, and it goes to you use this color to another stage. We can go to green color has to go to next place. You use the green color. The blue stage goes to, and to regain the blue color, you have to go next stage is the blue color. Yeah.
Okay, excellent, awesome. Okay, is there anything else about the game that you'd like to say? Any like hooks that you could offer people to get them more interested in the game?
Our game is a very unique game, so we also when the graphics are unique and the play method is very unique. So have another experience to game, we can play this. Yeah, goes to multiplayer game. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much for having the interview with me and everyone. And again, the name of the game was
Wetory.
Wetory. Wetory. Not watery, Wetory.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Graham with the Game Club. We're doing an interview here. Could you tell me who you are and what your game is and what it's about?
Sure. I'm Sean from Battlebrew Productions. My game here is Cuisineer. Cuisineer is basically an action RPG roguelite where you have a restaurant. So basically you go dungeon delving for ingredients.
Okay.
Come back up, run your restaurant.
Okay. What are some of the inspirations for the game that you're making?
That's a pretty simple one. I think anybody who's played it will definitely look at, say, Reciteur and Moonlighter.
Okay.
I guess the difference for us, the big difference will be that we are a restaurant instead of a shop.
Sure.
We have a cute article, I think, from IGN, and they described it as Diner Dash meets Hades. So I think that was like pretty accurate. So
Okay.
that's definitely a thing.
Nice.
We're big fans of a lot of roguelites, stuff like that. Dead Cells as well.
Okay.
And of course, if you go kind of way back, Diablo as a series.
Sure.
So I think we kind of like looked at the games that we loved. There's way too many inspirations because you just play a lot of games, right? So
Sure, I know. I understand,
the team and I, we've played Stardew Valley together as well. We've got like 100% completion.
Wow.
So yeah, we're fans. I think we just took bits and pieces of games that we loved.
Sure.
And we took a huge love of ours, which is food, and we said, how can we cook this into something nice?
Sure.
And that's basically how this happened.
Sure. And the food looks amazing. I mean, like,
Thank you.
hopefully it comes across, but it looks really, really good.
We're all big foodies. We're currently in Tokyo, so we're having a really good time here.
I'm sure.
There's like yakitori last night.
Yes.
There was like sashimi for lunch before that.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great, right?
You guys are living the life.
Yeah, we are, and we're from Singapore, so Singapore is also a huge foodie place.
Okay.
So also incorporating like local cuisine, so that's kaya toast,
Okay.
that's ice kacang, that's roast chicken rice.
Wow.
Food's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
And I guess we wanted it to be in the game.
Sure.
We like food.
Nice. And so what is your role? So you said you're based in Singapore.
Yeah.
Is the team generally based in Singapore?
We're all in Singapore.
Okay.
My role, so I'm specifically a game designer.
Okay.
I do more of the systems design for Cuisineer. And if you look at it, the rest of it, it's like I'm also technically the janitor, HR, biz dev. I'm
Sure.
here.
That's kind of how it goes with
That's
small
kinda how it goes
teams.
with small teams,
Yeah,
right? So I think
yeah.
everybody's wearing multiple hats.
Yes.
At the same time and stuff like that. But I think it's fun. So,
Sure.
So yeah.
When you're designing the game, personally, in games like Moonlighter or similar games, there can sometimes be a discrepancy between like really good maybe management things, or maybe like the gameplay overall is stretched a little thin between the combat and the shopkeeping and stuff like that. How are you guys managing the balance between making the restaurant portion fulfilling, but also being able to like convey proper combat and like satisfying combat?
Okay, so I think for us, it's more about trying to find where the balance is.
Okay.
So I'd say we're looking at more like 60-40, 60 in favor of combat.
Okay.
You'll require two halves of the loop, right? But for example, if you notice in the game, the customers most of the time serve themselves.
Okay.
So we wanted, in a way, actually the restaurant side to be a foil to the combat side. The combat side's pretty intense.
Okay.
It's trigger action reflex, right? But we wanted the restaurant side to be more relaxed. I'm not gonna phrase it in a way that, we are gonna make the most comprehensive restaurant side in the world. So I think it's a different way of looking at the question. I think we say we're focusing more on the combat side, slightly more. The restaurant side, in fact, I think we're taking a step back and saying, let's not make it too complex.
Sure.
So there'll be like your diner dashing.
Right.
There'll be your nobles, and then you got to serve them instead. there's higher tier dishes, but I think we drew the line somewhere and said we're not going to do, for example, in this game, actual cooking mechanics, like some mechanics. I mean, we might change our minds, but like we didn't want all parts of the game to be that intense. So we wanted you to have a break from the combat, and your break was supposed to be the stuff in town.
So
that's,
so
like,
the right. So the restaurant portion is like a support to the main thing, which is the combat. So it's kind of like a good reprieve, a nice kind of like, you know, not. I think side games probably would sell too short. It's like a core still part of the game, but it's really like a good back and forth with more leaning on the
you
combat.
need contrast, right? So
Right.
again, it's kind of like cooking. It's kind of like dishes, right?
Sure.
If it's like salty all the way, then you just go like, oh. But if you have a bit of a contrast, so there's a bit of sour sweet, and then your main flavor is salty, then you go, this is not bad,
Right.
So I think for us, we're trying to look again at the tasteful contrast between the various segments of the game as it is.
Makes sense. Okay. And so which platforms are you looking to release on?
PC, Steam for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I can't say too much, but we're also definitely chatting with Xbox and Nintendo and Sony, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, perfect. And do you guys have a prospective release date yet? Any windows?
Let's just say sometime next year, summer.
Okay. Sure.
That usually means, add on a month or two.
Sure,
But
of course. And I mean, it's development, right? Anything could happen. So.
we'll see.
Okay, and a price point?
I don't think we're going to discuss that at this point.
No problem. All right, is there anything else that you could add? Anything to hook people in? Anything you would want to say more about the game?
I would love to, but my brain's not actually working right now. Like, I've been standing the whole day.
Understandable.
I don't know, like just have a good time, enjoy food, enjoy your life, I guess.
That's good advice. Are there any plans for a demo?
That's again a good question. Currently, no, but things might change. Yeah, it's kind of a see how at this point.
Sure.
I think we are more like showing the demo at the various shows we are at. But I think there's definitely also a little bit of like creator pressure. Like, you see people playing the game, they go like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," and then you go like, "Nah, man, that's broken. You just broke that."
Right.
So, yeah, an online demo is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I really don't think so at this point. I think we'll just do like a solid launch.
Sure.
I think beyond the shows, like right now we're showing a lot of stuff. I'd like some time to like sit down and just dev for a bit. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Well, there's always Steam Next Fest too, right? That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me here. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching, everyone. What game are you most interested in? We'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. But with that, we'll catch you on the next one.